Prisoner, quite a entertaining game. Delighted to come away with the win.
Yeah, no, it was a very good win for us. I think that off the back of a tough game in midweek, obviously Aberdeen is, an opponent that is very hard to play against in terms of, they play against us. There's a lot of man-to-man marking, so virtually 8 of your players are man-to-man, so you've got to really work even harder to find the space and to create opportunities. So yeah, but I'm very pleased with how we really pushed, in particular the second half. Because a lot of energy you're putting into the game, and I thought second half we then came out and from the very first whistle really got on the front foot, and obviously delighted for Scotty, to come into the game and get the goal. So yeah, but Aberdeen have proven in my time up here, and obviously before that, that they're right up there challenging. So to beat one of your rivals again is great. So it's a very good win.
You spoke about Scott before and his confidence. How big a goal could that be for him to kick on this season? Yeah,
there's no doubt. I think players like Scott, they really thrive on the goals. I always try to reiterate it's very much more than that. But there's no doubt, coming into the game and then making the impact that he has. And you've seen in his celebration how happy he was. So and how happy the team are. So yeah, it'll do him the world of good.
In terms of the penalty in the first half that you didn't get, do you feel you should have had a penalty, and how has Rodgers after had to come on?
My own feeling, I didn't think it was a penalty, but I definitely think it was a free kick. I think it was if you're talking about reckless challenge, then whenever young Scott jumps 2 foot off the floor like that and takes the striker as high as he has, then I think the very minimum that was a free kick. I didn't think it was a penalty. It was just outside of the line. But of course it gave Olsen a dead leg of which he couldn't carry on. So, but it was certainly a free kick.
Are you confident Brendan will be okay for Thursday night, or is that one?
Yeah, no, I think so. I think a dead leg, it normally takes a few days to work its way, to back again. So I think after a couple of days he should be fine.
Just asking Derek there, you resisted the temptation to look at his revised game plan after your captain handed it to you there, when he...
Yeah, it's a bit of respect really. I think it's obviously a bit of banter there, but yeah, I maybe couldn't read his writing anyway. So, but no, it was good fun. It was a tough game. They are tough games, and for us, I think we're showing another side. That's 7 clean sheets now in 8 games. Yep, okay. We've played a couple of years where it's been all singing, all dancing, and lots of chances and goals and records. But at times in football, you also have to show resilience and a spirit. And until we get back to that, and I believe our movement and creativity is returning to on the way back to where we want to be, you got to win games, and you got to find a way to win. And I think that game earlier on the season could have been 0-0. But we kept pushing, and eventually we get the win. And so I'm delighted for the players.
I mean, with that, obviously at the beginning of the week, perhaps for the first time there were questions of the team, but I mean that's we've gone to St Johnstone and got the victory, and again today, as you say, against your rivals. It just reminds everyone about the character and the mettle of your players.
Yeah, and there's no doubt in that. I've said before, I've no doubt about it. I think our summer was complicated. Lost key players, lost goals, but we have to find a way. And the players again showed when they had to today that they were strong and tough against a really tough opponent. So it's a brilliant win for us. Like I say, another clean sheet and 3 more points back to where we want to go.
Does that run in that defensive work augur well for what you might face on Thursday night, do you think?
Yeah, well, it's going to be a really tough game for us, and of course defensively we're going to have to be resolute, and like you are in Europe, but you've got to be able to defend well. So but I think the mentality of the team is very strong, and like you see the spirit in it as well, so it'll bode well for us for next week.
A good response from Dedrick today, Brendan, to his sending off in midweek.
Yeah,
he played well.
Yeah, he was outstanding. The Aberdeen, they put lots of great quality into the box, so you got to be able to defend that. And I thought he was outstanding. And I thought him and Jack Hendry, we asked them, playing against that sort of man marking system, you need your centre half to be able to, because sometimes you're the free player, So you need them to really step in, and you've probably seen them step in a lot more than what they normally do. So, but they stepped in. Their use of the ball was very good, and that then opens up the space higher up the pitch for you. So, so both those guys did well. However, Dedrick was outstanding when he had to be, and deserved his man of the match.
Had a big save from Craig from Gary Price-Stephen at a crucial point in the game.
Yeah, he didn't have he wasn't overworked, but at that point, we gave the ball away from a throw-in, and they break away. They got good speed in the team, and Gary's wriggled himself into the box, and yeah, he does that great. Craig, he makes big saves when you need him, and it was an important save at that time. Okay, well done. Good weekend.